I've had some time to reflect on this. If you've ever been divided between not knowing what to say, especially in a new friendship, or if you've just met somebody and they start talking about politics or they start talking about what's going on in the world, which is great to be informed of what's going on to the world. But also, when you're doing your inner work, it's also important to know that this is too much information. We're not supposed to know so much. Imagine what it's doing to your nervous system. Yesterday, I had a very interesting conversation, and I am 8 months into my inner work journey, sober, not doing any type of, not even people. Yesterday, somebody was telling me, why don't you just do Delta 8? And I'm like, that's still defeating the purpose of me being sober. So, no, thank you. And basically, well, not basically, but the point is that all this information, whether it be misinformation, whether it be really informed information, whether it be somebody who is an investigated independent journalist, it doesn't really matter. Because at the end of the day, my belief is that I put my faith in God, and God knows where my intention is. And if we as a collective thought more, what am I doing to better the society? My job, for example, is to help people reconnect with themselves, but also have a better relationship with God. And if I can help at least just 2, 3 women, one woman have that realization, my work here is complete in that sense. But if I'm looking at it as like, but no, we have to fight as a whole, why do I have to be so angry about it? I don't want to be angry about it. I used to be angry about it, like, and I was too involved into it. You know, with the passing of of Charlie Kirk just last month, it it's really it's really sad to see somebody have an opinion and voice their opinion, or even change their beliefs and be shut down for changing their beliefs, or whatever conspiracy we want to believe what happened to him. It's very sad because at the end of the day, he did have children and he had a wife. But one thing that he truly believed in is his relationship with God, his relationship with Jesus Christ. And that's all that really matters, our relationship with what we're doing every single day. Are we thanking God with the things that we have, even the littlest things? You know, every single meal I thank God. I even thank God at the very end of the night before even closing my eyes. Thank God, you know, in my prayers, for letting me enjoy another day. But not to sound very very mainstream, or not to sound that, no, you shouldn't, like, you're wrong, you shouldn't be talking, like, you should be talking about politics. Yoga is teaching us to be present in the moment. And I practice yoga. Besides, beyond the poses, beyond the asanas, when we come to our breath and when we come to meditation, is being truly present in the now, and not having any expectations either. Like, oh, my expectation is just to, like, float around and see these colors. Like, no, I always go into my meditations with no expectations, with just me and my breath. I'm just here. And if my thoughts arise, my thoughts arise. It's perfectly fine. But I can only be in control of now. What my body is experiencing and what my thoughts are experiencing, or like my thoughts together at the same time. Not thinking about my body's here and I'm having a good time, but my thoughts are like, oh my God, what's happening over there? There's a war. And, that's just to set an example, and there's this going on, and that orange dude is da 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 da. Like, no, I can't live like that. And for a long time, I've stayed silent about this specific topic, but I want to invite you to also have that courage of being, not that I don't believe in these things. I do believe in these things, but I'm not going to put my wholehearted faith in what's going on in this, in this specific event or whatever. Because I'm only in control of me. I'm only in control of my breath. I'm only in control of what's going on with my family. I'm only in control of what's going in my mouth too. Like, the words that I speak, I want it to be, in the spiritual realm, or in the spiritual community, not the realm, but spiritual community. There's always this wishy-washy of like positivity and peace and love. And it's like, I know it's not always going to be like that. It's not always going to be peace and love. There's always going to be darkness as well. But I'm going to choose, if something like that happens to me, or there's a certain event or whatever happens, I'm going to choose to see it from both sides, see it from good and evil. But it's also going to be my chance to see it from a different perspective of like, okay, what is this showing? What is this? In Sanskrit, they call it Maya, illusion. This is an illusion. Is this trying to deter me from my path? Or is this keeping me on my path? And I'm going to pray to God, God, keep me on your path. I think it's just very interesting, especially as women, that we get like too involved. And it's like, there are other things to be involved in. And the one thing that I've been doing a lot lately is I've been digging into my audiobooks, that I have a couple of them that I have to go through, and watching, just educational business podcasts, and embracing what's going on in my life as well. So many great things. But I'm human too. Like, I'm going to have tough moments. There are going to be tough moments. But I also have to remind myself, this shall pass. Because it always does. It always does. We always get so stuck in like, but it's not working out. Well, maybe that's the point of surrender as well. I just surrender. A couple weeks ago, I had something happen to me, and I'm just surrendering to this. Like, God, what are you telling me right now? Okay. And just the other day, I was talking about it, and I was like, I have to remind myself, like, there's a bigger picture to all of this. I was reading this very interesting. I was going back through this one book called How to Win Friends and Influence People by Carl. I forget his last name. Someone had gifted me that book, but I have it on audio, and I was revisiting it on the audio aspect because I have a toddler. And he was saying that when we run into a situation, we can often always just be stuck on our side of the story, but we should take the time to see the other person's perspective of what it's going on. And I did that a little bit. Like, I don't mean like I did that a little bit just to see, but it's like I did that as well with this certain type of situation. Like, okay, my ego was in it a little bit, but I do see that too. Other people have their own plans and their own agenda, and I have my own agenda, for example. Just be mindful if you are trying to find new friends, or if you're in that realm of being around people who are constantly talking about certain things that just feel draining, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I want to know, like, what's the new book you're reading? I want to know what I don't know. I want to know a new hobby you've been into. I want to know what's a new recipe you love. I don't want to know about something that's boiling inside you that I have no interest in. I have no interest in being angry with you. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want to leave my 2 cents out here on the internet because I feel like more than we've been slowly awakening to all of this. Red, blue, whatever, good versus evil at the end of the day. Like, are you doing good or are you doing evil? Are you doing it out of passion or are you doing it out of the motive goodness? What are you doing in the motive? Or what's the other one? Motive ignorance. And Dr. Joe Dispenza says that there's something that it does in our body when we can reiterate what's happened, like a certain event. Like it just kind of fuels you and you want to hear people agree with you. And if you come to me, I'm not gonna feel that. Like, for example, I've been doing this for a while now. It's since December. I've been doing a lot of inner work. And if you're feeling a certain way, let's just say like this person was angry about certain things that are happening in the world, events, I'm not going to feel that. Like, and even though it might feel like, but I need to talk about it. No, yeah, great, talk about it. But I can't sit here and talk about those things. Like, I just can't. And I can't feel it just to make you feel better, because it's not going to make you feel better. What's the purpose of being angry about something you're not in control of? And those are just my 2 cents, like I said. I could be wrong. I could be wrong on a lot of things, and I'm human, and I'm here to learn as well. But I also live in the present moment a lot. This past year, since being sober, it's like I'm truly here. I just saw this interview with Miley Cyrus, just a little clip, right? I didn't see the whole interview, I should say. And she says she's going through sobriety, and she said, I show up 100% of the time. And I so feel that. I think a lot of us are going through that as well. I want to show up 100% of the time without being like, I need to recover because I need to come down off my high or whatever you're on. And those things don't, if we were meant to be doing those things, wouldn't we have come to this world already with those things in our system? Just a food for thought. Just a food for thought. There's no reason to be escaping from the world and leaning into certain, I'm not even going to say like drugs or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, if you're interested in getting back on track in your inner work, I also have a course, by the way, that you get more in touch with yourself and teaching you the things that I've learned these past 8 months, 9 months. Time has flown by. It's crazy. It's already going to be December pretty soon. But anyways, I'll catch y'all later.